Let me tell you a story from the very beginning of time, so long ago that nobody knows exactly what happened. The only things we know come from old tales passed from one generation to the next. At the dawn of time, when the world was still young, a man named Qumars rose to become the world's first king. He wasn't a king living in grand palaces with golden walls, no. Qumars made his home high in the mountains. He and his people wore leopard skin. In those days, people didn't know many of the things we know today. It was Qumars who taught them how to prepare food and make clothes. Tales say that when Qumars sat upon his throne, he shone like the sun. A special divine glory called fire surrounded him. It was a heavenly light that marked him as God's chosen king. His greatness was so powerful that even the animals of the world came before him. Wild beasts and gentle creatures alike bowed their heads in respect. For 30 years, Qumars ruled over the world. His kingdom was peaceful and his glory grew with each passing year. But there was one thing he loved more than his throne: his son Shahnameh. Shahnameh was handsome, wise, and brave, and Qumars loved him more than anything else in the world. Just seeing his son made him happy. Sometimes he would even grow sad at the thought that one day they might be separated. As the years passed, Shahnameh became a strong young man. He had everything a prince could wish for: strength, wisdom, and the love of his father. Everything except freedom from envy. For there was one being who could not stand the sight of Shahnameh's happiness and glory: Ahriman. The spirit of darkness watched them from afar, his heart burning with jealousy. Ahriman had a son, a fierce and savage creature, as wild as a hungry wolf. One day, that dark prince gathered an army around him. He spread unrest throughout the world and prepared for war. Then his army began marching toward the kingdom of Qumars. But Qumars knew nothing of the danger that was coming. One day, the angel Surush appeared before Shahnameh. He came disguised as a mysterious being wrapped in a leopard skin and warned the young prince about the enemy's plans. He told him that dark forces were gathering and preparing to strike against his father. When Shahnameh heard this, his blood boiled with anger. He would not allow anyone to threaten his father or his kingdom, so he gathered his warriors and prepared for battle. Now remember, these were the earliest days of the world. Armor had not yet been invented. Warriors went into battles with little protection, and Shahnameh wore nothing but a leopard skin as he marched to war. Soon the two armies met on the battlefield. Shahnameh stepped forward boldly, ready to face the enemy, and among the forces of darkness was the son of Ahriman, the savage black demon. The two rushed at each other, and a terrible struggle followed. In the end, the demon's claws tore into Shahnameh's unprotected body. It tore his heart from his chest, and the young prince lay lifeless upon the battlefield. When news reached the king, his heart shattered with grief. Qumars climbed down from his throne and cried out in sorrow. He wept and wept. Nothing could ease the pain of losing the son he loved more than anything in the world. The whole kingdom mourned with him. The soldiers raised a cry of grief that echoed across the land. Everyone was dressed in blue. That was the color of mourning. Even the animals seemed to share the kingdom's sorrow. Wild beasts, gentle creatures, and birds from the sky gathered together as if they too were grieving for the fallen prince. The crowds were so great that clouds of dust rose into the air above the royal court. For an entire year, the world mourned Siamak. Then, after that long year of sorrow, Surush appeared once more with a message from God. He said, "Kumars, do not drown forever in grief. Rise again, gather your strength, gather an army. The time has come to fight the demon who brought this evil upon your house." Hearing these words, the old king lifted his tear-stained face towards the heaven. He prayed that evil would fall upon those who spread evil, and he swore that his son's death would not go unavenged. From that day on, Kumars thought of nothing but justice. Siamak had a young son named Hushang. He was bright, wise, and noble, and many people said he carried the spirit of his father within him. After Siamak's death, Kumars raised Hushang as if he were his own son. Whenever he looked at Hushang, he was reminded of the son he had lost. As the desire for revenge burned stronger in his heart, Kumars called Hushang to his side and told him, "My time in this world is growing short. The future belongs to you. I will gather an army, but you must lead it. Together we will punish the demons for what they have done." And so preparations for war began. This was no ordinary army. Creatures from across the world answered the king's call. Lions and leopards came from the wilderness. Wolves and fierce tigers joined their ranks. Birds filled the skies above them, and even the tame animals stood beside the wild ones. At the head of this strange and mighty host rode the young prince Hushang, and Kumars followed behind, watching him proudly. At last the two armies stood face to face. The black demon marched forward without fear, and the dust raised by his warriors filled the sky. But Kumar's army did not back down. The wild animals fought with such strength and fury that the demons began to fall. Then Hushang charged straight at the black demon. Like a lion hunting its prey, he grabbed the monster, struck him down, and with one mighty blow cut off his head. With the black demon defeated, Kumars had finally avenged Siamak's death. There was nothing left for the old king to accomplish, so his long reign came to an end, and the first king of the world passed away, and the world was deprived of his glory. But his legacy did not die with him. The crown was passed to his grandson Hushang, and with him a new chapter of the story began.